Hi, this is John and Amy with TPF, Trips, Places, and Fun.
And we're here in Branson, Missouri, in my studio, and we've got a good topic today.
Today we are going to ask and hopefully answer the question, when is the best time of year to come to Branson?
Now, if you were going to ask me that question, I've got some answers, but I would say almost any time because it's just incredible.
So the truth is that the answer will not be the same for everybody, but we're going to go through the pros and cons of each Branson season and let you know maybe some of the differences so you can make that decision for yourself. And then at the very end, I'll kind of narrow it down to my top 2 or 3 times that I like to be in Branson, Missouri. I'm here all the time.
Yeah. And I see a lot of questions on Facebook and in different places, people asking, is it worth coming to Branson during Christmas? Is there anything going on after the school or kids are back in school? You know, what about the fall season? And what about spring break? Is Branson open in January? I get these questions all the time.
So we are going to go through every single month in Branson, break it down for you, and then at the end, I'll give you my favorites.
You're going to break it down?
Break it down. All right, let's get started with January and February. Now, as a lot of you know, that is off season in Branson. January and February is when, of course, Silver Dollar City is closed. A lot of those outdoor attractions are going to be closed. However, in recent years, we have seen an influx of indoor attractions.
Yeah, there's a whole bunch around here nowadays.
Right. We've got the aquarium now. We've got Wonderworks. We have Beyond the Lens. So a lot of things that are pretty
We've got
new.
Escape Code.
Yes, great thing to do in winter. So a lot of these things are newer to Branson, and they give you some great options in the winter. These are year-round indoor attractions.
Yep. Now, of course, you're going to need to check the website for anything that you plan on doing to make sure the schedule is what you want it to be. But generally speaking, yeah, year-round.
And the nice thing about January and February is you're going to have very, very light crowds. So if you want to be able to cruise down the strip and with no traffic, this is the time to come. Now, you may get a little bit of snow this time of year. We don't get a lot of snow in Branson, but when we do, it's usually January, February. Now, we did have Snowmageddon. We called it Snowmageddon last year. In fact,
People up in Michigan would laugh at us.
We have a video on Branson Snowmageddon from last year. But yes, and so if it snows here, the town does basically shut down because we've got some crazy Ozark hills, and it is very difficult to get around in the snow, even if it's just an inch or 2.
But I don't think we should scare people away because it's so uncommon. You know,
Right.
so it's not like you're going to be coming to Branson and it's like, oh my gosh, it's probably going to be Snowmageddon again. It really doesn't do that.
Yeah, that was a rare occasion last year. That was definitely...
There are winters where it doesn't even snow at all.
Right. So, and we've had a lot of those mild winters since we've lived here, and not very many, or not very much snow.
Right, yeah.
So, okay, now moving on to March. This is a very busy time for Branson. Of course,
Yeah.
Silver Dollar City is opening up for the season. That's always exciting. You're starting to get some of those outdoor attractions opening up. But this is a very, very busy time in Branson because we have spring break.
Yeah, I mean, there are people everywhere. It goes from ghost town to Slamorama, I mean, overnight.
Right. So it is, the weather is going to be more moderate at this time. Of course, you'll be able to visit Silver Dollar City and do some of those things, but you will be wrestling with some of the crowds.
Yep, and it could snow, and it could rain, it could be cold. Probably isn't going to be very hot. But
it's usually going to be pretty good weather.
Yeah.
But you got to ask yourself if you want to deal with the crowds. So moving on to April, this is a lighter crowd time. Of course, not like January and February, but there's not going to be a huge amount of people here, and you're still going to have Silver Dollar City open. The weather's going to be getting even more moderate. So April's going to be a pretty good time to come. Now, we know some of you are limited to, your children's school schedules and stuff like that. So maybe you have to come during spring break or during summer, and we totally understand that. But if you are able to come in April, you're going to experience lighter crowds and even better weather.
Yeah, again, check the schedules because a lot of places are going to start to open, but they may not be open during the week. Might be a weekend kind of thing. Just depends on where you're going. And by the way, the reason why we know all of this, it's not just because we live here, but owning a business in Branson for the last, 6 years has it been? Almost 7. We've learned the trends. We've learned to kind of...
when it's busy in town and when it's not.
Yeah,
so.
we live it.
Yes. Okay, moving on to May.
Ooh, May is a very special month.
Oh, your birthday.
That's right.
Everybody comes to Branson for your birthday.
I don't get a present from everybody.
All right, so end of May to early August, we're going to kind of lump this all together. Summer season, and summer is hopping in Branson.
Right.
Very, very, very popular time to come. It's going to be very busy. It's also going to be very hot and humid. I will say that summer is not one of my favorite seasons in Branson, just because it is so hot, so humid, and so many people. So again, we know that some of you are restricted schedule-wise because of your kids, or maybe some of you are teachers, or that sort of thing. And if you have to come in summer, then come in summer, because any time is a good time in Branson.
Yeah, and we're here during the summer, of course, and we do stuff all the time. We're out at Silver Dollar City all the time, sweating bullets.
Now, of course, one of the great things about summer is you've got Table Rock Lake.
Oh, yeah.
So if you love the outdoors, get out there on the lake, get in the water, and that will help you with that heat and humidity.
Yeah, rent a boat, go tubing.
Right.
Super fun.
So you have that. Okay, so moving on. Now, let's say later August, September time. Again, you're going to get those lighter crowds. The kids are going back to school. The weather's moderate. And, later on in September, you've got Harvest Festival at Silver Dollar City, one of my favorite festivals at Silver Dollar City. I think this is a great time to come to Silver Dollar City and to Branson in general. So, again, if your kids are homeschooled or whatever, you can break away, great time to come. Now, I will say it can be very, very busy on the weekends. If you come during the weekdays, you're going to get really light crowds. If you come in the weekends, you'll get busier crowds, especially moving into October.
A couple weekends ago, we actually did a video because of unbelievable crowds at Silver Dollar City. I mean, just insane.
Yeah, and that brings us into October, because that was October. We have some fall break going on, so it's gonna pick up. Yep, it's gonna pick up crowd-wise. You're gonna have more people here in October, but again, lovely weather. You might start seeing some of those color changes. If you love those fall colors, it can be a great kind of time.
Right now,
it is happening right now. This is the end of October. We're getting some great colors. So October, a great time to come, but I would highly recommend coming during the week if you can. If you come in the weekend, it's gonna be very, very busy.
Yeah.
All right, and then
the best time of the year is coming.
Moving into November, December, we have Christmas season in Branson. Ozark Mountain Christmas, that's what we're calling it now, right? And so, of course, we have that Christmas festival at Silver Dollar City, where you have the millions and millions of lights.
And if you've never been, you're watching this video and you're like trying to figure out this Branson thing, and you've never been to Silver Dollar City at Christmas, oh my goodness. There is literally, in my opinion, no place on the planet that's better to spend Christmas than Silver Dollar City here in Branson.
I think Branson is one of the best places to visit during the holidays. It's just the whole city transforms. You've got Christmas trees everywhere, decorations everywhere. You've got drive-through lights, of course, Silver Dollar City. So great time to come at Christmas. Of course, it's going to be a little bit colder. I highly recommend that you come after Thanksgiving and before Christmas break if you can. That's when you're going to get lighter crowds. The first and second weeks of December, you're going to get lighter crowds. If you start getting too close to Christmas or that week after Christmas, it's going to be very busy. Not to say you shouldn't come, but it's going to be very busy.
Come early, right when the park opens, and just plan on swimming through people.
And then Thanksgiving is also a very, very busy time, but that first and second week in December is going to be a better time crowd-wise. So you want to keep that in mind. All right, so let's narrow it down to my favorite times in Branson. You may or may not agree with me. It may or may not work for you, but these are my favorite times. I would say my first favorite time would be April, just because.
Really? I never would have guessed that.
Well, I'm not saying it's my top one. I'm saying the first of three I'm going to mention.
Oh, you're going to name. Oh, okay.
I'm going to name two more. So April, because again, we've got spring. The weather's nice. It's not too busy. Silver Dollar City is open. So that's one of my top three. Another one for me would be September. Again, moderate weather. We've got Harvest Festival at the end of September, one of my very favorite festivals. But my very, very favorite time,
Let me guess. February.
No. The first 2 weeks of December, because it's not too busy. And of course, you've got Christmas season in Branson, Silver Dollar City, Christmas Festival. It's just amazing old time Christmas, Yep. So those would be my top three recommendations to come if you can. April, mid to late September after Labor Day, and then the first 2 weeks of December.
Do I get to play the game?
You can play.
Okay, so my very favorite is Christmas. I'll just give you my top two. And second favorite is going to be the Harvest Festival time. And we were talking about this, that it almost it stole first place from Christmas because it's just that good. And I remember
the Silver Dollar City Harvest
Silver Dollar
Festival.
City Harvest Festival with all the pumpkins. And I remember when that time of the year would be dead pretty much at Silver Dollar City. And all of a sudden they create this new little festival and it just exploded. It's amazing.
And it really is great because you get to go after dark, the weather's still nice, and all those glowing lights. It's super fun. So it's sometimes hard to choose between Christmas and Harvest Festival. I think I'd lean a little bit more toward Christmas because it's just the magic of Christmas.
And we're going to be at Silver Dollar City for the a white glove special event this week. So it's the day before opening day, and we're gonna have a meal, see the shows. So all of that's gonna be on video, and so hopefully either that night or the next day you will be able to see Silver Dollar City Christmas. It's coming up real quick.
Yay! So what do you think? Do you agree with us? Disagree with us? When have you been to Branson? When did you think were the best times and maybe not as good times? Anyway, we think any day is a good day in Branson. Thanks for watching. Safe travels, everyone.